Rhetoric. Why does it matter? Father Coughlin was a priest during the 1930s. He had his own radio program and used it to preach anti-Semitic values. He had an estimated 30 million listeners. In 1938, after a few stations refused to air his show, thousands of his followers arrived in New York City to protest. Many chanted anti-Semitic statements such as, "Send Jews back where they came from in leaky boats," and "Wait until Hitler comes over here." Coughlin was not the first to preach anti-Semitism in America, but he did perpetuate anti-Semitic views and was able to influence many Americans to think poorly of Jewish people. In 1939, a boat called the MS St. Louis that was filled with Jewish passengers left Hamburg, Germany, seeking refuge in Cuba. Cuba denied them entry, so they went to the United States, where they were also denied sanctuary. The ship sailed to Nova Scotia, Canada, where they were also denied entry, so they were forced to go back to Europe. Of the 937 people on board, 254 passengers would go on to die in concentration camps. A large part of the reason that FDR didn't allow the Jewish immigrants into the United States was because of the pushback that he thought he would receive from the public. And much of the public's bad idea of Jewish people came from Coughlin. Similar to how Coughlin was anti-immigration towards Jewish people, Trump does not want to allow refugees from Mexico and Central America into the United States. Here's a video from his State of the Union address.
Now, Republicans and Democrats must join forces again to confront an urgent national crisis. Illegal immigration. This is a moral issue. The lawless state of our southern border is a threat to the safety, security, and financial well-being of all America. We have a moral duty to create an immigration system that protects the lives and jobs of our citizens.
Rhetoric is important because the way that people in power describe things has a massive effect on others and their opinions. Just as America was anti-immigration during the 30s and 40s, especially towards Jewish people, the current presidency holds many anti-immigrant views. Trump employs the use of the words "our" and "we" in order to unite Americans against immigration.
Of our southern border, we have a moral duty of our citizens. It includes our obligation to respect our laws, come into our country, to defend our very dangerous.
By employing the use of words like "our" and "we," especially in phrases such as "our country," "our laws," Trump evokes a sense of nationalism. He is using epideictic rhetoric to get his audience to reconsider their American values. He creates a clear boundary between citizens and non-citizens by saying that undocumented immigrants are, quote, exploiting our laws, and by calling on citizens to secure our very dangerous border. Furthermore, by using words like dangerous, criminals, and illegals to describe undocumented immigrants, Trump draws a clear line between what he sees as the good that is American and the bad that is the other. Trump paints undocumented immigrants as an other that intends to change America and its values. He completely ignores the roles that undocumented immigrants hold in our country and how vital they are to our economy. Nearly 1/4 of migrant workers are undocumented. Fields such as agriculture, construction, manufacturing, and hospitality would suffer greatly without immigrants. An estimated half of all farm workers are undocumented in the United States. If America were to reduce its foreign-born agricultural workers by 50%, it's estimated that over 3,500 dairy farms would shut down, increasing the cost of milk by 30%. Total elimination of foreign workers would skyrocket the price of milk by 90%. According to a report from Cato Institute, as a percentage of their respective populations, undocumented immigrants represented 50% fewer criminal convictions than native-born Americans in Texas. It's time to erase the idea that undocumented immigrants are killers, criminals, and illegals. Trump's rhetoric is dangerous in that it gives Americans a skewed idea of who the majority of undocumented immigrants are. In the end, people are people, and as Elie Wiesel once said, no human being is illegal.